I'm Tom Antion, a veteran of over 2,700 paid speaking engagements around the world. I'm also the publisher of AmazingPublicSpeaking.com. You can see it here along the bottom of the screen. And I know you want to be successful in your public speaking engagements. There's so many little things that you need to know. I know you've probably seen people on stage and you've said, well, I can do that. Well, I believe you can if you had the proper training. Some of the people that are really good on stage make it look so easy, but there are many little variables. It could be the time of day, the size of the audience. You can do different things with large audiences that you can't do with small audiences. The male-female audience mix, the humor that you would have in a particular presentation needs to be customized and make sure it's understandable and appropriate for the group. Just loads of little details like this. With AmazingPublicSpeaking.com, we teach you all these variables and what to do, what not to do, so that you can be successful every time you speak. And guess what? You can get paid for speaking, either part-time or full-time. So we give you all the details of how to package yourself to get paid as a speaker. So come on over and visit us at AmazingPublicSpeaking.com. I'm Tom Antion, and maybe one of these days I'll see you on the speaking circuit. See you later.